Very good morning students. For this lecturing video session, I am going to solve a problem from isometric projection, which is the second chapter of unit 5. So let me just read out the question and make you understand what has been asked and what needs to be drawn. A cylinder of 50 mm diameter and 60 mm height stands on HP. A section plane which is perpendicular to VP and inclined at 55 degree to HP cuts the cylinder and passes through a point on the axis at a height of 45 mm above the base. Draw the isometric projection of the truncated portion of the cylinder. Right. So the given data. Here the object is a cylinder. Object is a cylinder of diameter 50 mm and 60 mm height, which is nothing but the axis height or altitude or axis length. So axis height 60 mm, 60, stands on HP. As I told you in the previous video and the introduction video, I told you that the object will be always placed on HP in a vertical manner. Right. Even if it is not given, you assume that it is placed on VP in a vertical manner. Okay. A section plane is perpendicular to VP and inclined 55 degree to HP. So a section plane or cutting plane SP or CP, which is 55 degree to inclined 55 degree to HP and perpendicular to VP, cuts the cylinder and passes through a point on the axis of at a height of 45 mm above the base. So the condition 2 for the section plane is passing through the axis. Passing through the axis at a height of 45 mm above, at a height of 45 mm above the base, Draw the isometric projection of the truncated portion of the cylinder. So here it says isometric projection, not isometric view, right? So remember it. So let me just start drawing the orthographic first. From orthography, that is 2D to 3D, that stuff follows. Okay, first let me just draw the 2D, that is orthographic projection. So VP, HP. So here it's a cylinder. So when you just look at the object from the top, you could see a circular section, right? Isn't it? The cylinder has top face and bottom face of circular cross section, isn't it? So here the dia is 50, so D is equal to 50 mm. So R is equal to D by 2, which is 50 by 2, 25 mm as radius. 25 mm as radius. So take 25 mm as radius in your compass and draw a circle. And draw a full circle. So after drawing the circle, divide this circle into 4 equal division or parts. So let me just name this as A, B, C and D. This is for the top face. Then what about the base? There is a bottom base. Yeah. That can be represented by P, Q, R and S. So P, Q, R, S is the base. This is the bottom base. Now I need to draw the front view, for which I need to project all the points from the top view. So vertically upwards. It should be perpendicular to the XY line. Project it. Here where is the axis? So here is the intersection point. So axis should be represented by long line dot long line, isn't it? Long line dot long line. Here a section plane is used to cut the object. Therefore, don't draw the front view as dark. So remember it. So where the section plane is used, then you will have to draw the top view and the front view as the construction line, as a thin line. Okay. Now take 60 mm in your compass, keeping it on the reference line and cut an arc. So now the boundary closes here. Right. So just wipe off or rub it off the unwanted lines. Now this is the boundary. This is the boundary. When you look at from here, A, B, C are visible for the top face. So A dash, B dash, C dash. What about D? D is right behind B, therefore D is invisible. Let me just move to the bottom base where P, Q, R are visible. P dash, Q dash, R dash are visible. S is right behind Q, therefore S is invisible. S is invisible. Right. So the normal, that is a resting position of the object, the cylinder, the top view and front view has been drawn here. Here the condition is there, the section plane is used to cut the object which is inclined 55 degree to HP and perpendicular to VP, and how that is passing through? It is passing through the axis at a height of 45 mm above the base. Where is the base? If it is mentioned base alone, then you have to take, this is the resting base. This is top base, this is bottom base. So 45 mm above the base. So from here, take 45 mm. The total height of the cylinder is 60. So from the reference line, take 45. Now if you want, you just draw a horizontal line which is parallel to the XY. Now keep your protractor in this manner. Keep your protractor in this manner. Take 55 degree from here. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, somewhere here. Now draw a line passing through the axis, this chosen point, that is 45 mm from the base. So draw a line. So this cutting plane should be represented long line dot, long line dot, long line dot, long line dot, long line, and at the end it should be widened. At the end it should be widened. So between the observer and the cutting plane is the removed portion. So this is the remained portion which is on the base, right, which is resting on HP, right. This portion is remained portion. So remained portion should be drawn as dark. Remained portion should be drawn as dark because this is the object line which is left out, that is the remained portion. Remained portion should be drawn as dark. So the balance is removed portions, right. So this alone should be drawn as dark. When the cutting plane is used to cut the object, new points are generated, isn't it? So look at here, in AB we have a point which is 1 dash, and on the axis the cutting plane is passing through, whereas you have BQ and DS. Therefore, 2 points are generated, right? One is visible, the other one is invisible. So visible can be denoted as 2 dash and leave a bracket, leave a bracket. When a section plane or cutting plane cuts the top face or bottom face, 2 points are generated, isn't it? So here it is cutting the top face, so therefore 2 points are generated, 3 dash and leave a bracket. Now start filling the bracket here. This is 4 dash and this is 5 dash. Clear? Now since the cut is made on the top face, that needs to be shown in the top view. So for which what you have to do? You have to just simply extend this line, project it, which should be perpendicular to XY line. Project it vertically downwards. Clear? Now which one is removed and which one is remained, or which one is section? This is removed portion, this is remained portion, and the section plane is used. So the cut is made here, isn't it? So draw the circle as dark. By using compass, you just draw the circle and draw this line. So up to here, this section plane is used. So this is not been cut. So therefore, you need not to hatch this portion. So this is where the section line needs to be used. Section line or hatching line should be 45 degree, right? 45 degree and have a gap of 3 mm. Yeah, uniform gap. So at 45 degree, draw the hatching line of 3 mm gap, 45 degree inclination. Look at here, the point 1 is somewhere here, 1, and 2 and 5. 2 is on BQ, so point 2 is here, point 5 is here. What about 3 and 4? Look at here, 3 is visible, therefore it would be somewhere here, 3. 4 is invisible, so therefore it would be behind it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these are the newly cutting points or newly generated points. So with this, I have completed the orthographic view, that is 2-dimensional view, 2D. Now this 2D needs to be transformed or converted into isometric projection, that is 3D. For which what you have to do? You will have to first draw the horizontal line, right? So before you draw the isometric axis, you will have to draw a horizontal line. Now choose a point. So which should be 1, right? So before that, you will have to form a box, because the method which is adapted to construct the isometric projection is a box method, right? So draw tangential line from D, tangential line. Similarly, B. Now tangential line to C. Now a tangential line to A. So by doing so, you will get a box. So let me just give the naming with Roman letters 1, 2, 3, 4. Now look at here, 1 is here. The 1 is already I have placed here. So the isometric projection is concerned, we will have to draw 30 degree inclination, right? So keep your protractor in this manner, and from the horizontal you take 30 degree and draw a line. Similarly, in the left hand side, take 30 degree and draw a line. These are unconditional line, that means of any length. Now measure the distance between 1 and 2 in your compass. Between 1 and 2, keeping at 1, cut an arc. This is 2. Now take the distance between 1 and 4 in your compass, keeping at 1, cut an arc. So this is 4. So now take the distance between 2 and 3 in your compass, keeping at 2, cut an arc. Similarly, take the distance between 4 and 3 in your compass, keeping at 4, cut an arc. This point is nothing but 3. Now draw a parallel line, that is parallel line to 1 to 2 should be 3 to 4. 3 to 4 should be parallel. And draw a line which should be parallel to 1 and 4, that is 2 and 3 it should be parallel to 1 and 4. Clear? Now, so since it is a box type method, I have constructed the base. What about the top face? For which I will have to draw the box, that is side needs to be drawn, right? What is the axis height here? Axis height is 60 mm. So draw a perpendicular line to the base, draw a perpendicular line to the base. From here, perpendicular line, and from point to a perpendicular line. Now take 60 mm in your compass, 60 mm in your compass, keeping at 4, cut an arc. And similarly, keeping at 2, cut an arc. Now keeping at 1, cut an arc. And keeping at 3, cut an arc. Now connect all the points. Connect all the points. Look at here, the box, that is a periphery has been formed. There is a box method. I have made the base, that is the bottom base. This is the top face. Now allow to draw the circle by using 4 centers method. So I taught you in the introduction video how to draw the circle by using 4 centers method, for which you have to find the midpoints, right? So this can be transformed here between 2 and 3 point B. So this is a base, right? So don't get confused. PQRS is the base, bottom base. ABCD is the top face. So PQRS should come in the bottom. So between 1 and 2, Q is there. So just mark it. This is Q. Between 2 and 3, C is here. Measure the distance between 2 and C and cut it here. This could be C. Sorry, not C, that is R. So because we are drawing the base, not the top face. Now between 3 and 4, we have S. Make it from 3. Now this is S. Between 1 and 4, P. Measure it from 1 to P and cut it. This could be P. Clear? So as far as 4 centers method is concerned, so you'll have to find the midpoint. Here midpoint is already been there. Right. Now choosing at 1, that is Roman letter 1, connect the opposite midpoints. So which is IR, connect it, and opposite midpoint which is S, that is IS. Similarly at 3, at point 3, connect the opposite midpoints. Here it is P and here it is Q. Clear? Right. Now IR, either IR or IS as radius in your compass, keeping IS center, just cut an arc. Cut an arc. Right? Now keeping at 3, this is 3, right? This is 3. Now keeping at 3, measure the distance between 3 to P or 3 to Q as radius, 3 as center. Now cut an arc between P and Q, or P and Q. So curve by using the compass. Now take this point and this point as center. Now take the radius from this point to P or this point to S. Let me just give the naming here so that you won't get confused. So either you should take 1 to S or 1 to P as radius, 1 as center, just cut an arc. Cut an arc. Similarly 2 as center, either you take 2 to Q or 2 to R as radius, keeping 2 as center. Now cut an arc. Cut an arc. Right. Don't do or just don't mark as dark line. At the end only you will have to draw all the outline or the object line as dark. Till such time you will have to use 2H pencil for drawing the construction lines. So the bottom base is over. Let me just do the top face. So naming it here 1, 2, the Roman letters 4. Between 1 and 2, B point is there. So cut an arc here. This is B. Between 2 and 3, C is here. So from 2, cut an arc. This is C. Between 3 and 4, D is there. So measure it from 3 to D and cut an arc. And between 4 and 1, A is there. So measure it from 1 to A and cut an arc. This could be A. Now the midpoint has been marked here. What I have to do? Keeping 1 as point, draw the connected line to the opposite midpoints. So C is the opposite midpoint. Similarly D is the opposite midpoint. It's over. Now choose point 3 and connect the opposite midpoints. Here it is A and the opposite side is B. Right. Now, next, IS sender measure the distance between I to C or I to D. Both are same distance, right? So, IS radius measure I to C and cut an arc between D and C. D and C. Now, change the sender as 3. Stretch your compass to A, that's the radius, 3 to A or 3 to B as radius, 3 as sender. Now, cut an arc between A and B. Between A and B. Clear? Right. Next, choose this point, 1 dash, choose this point as, so 1, 2. Let it be 1 and 2. Okay. Fine. Now, take the distance between 1 to D or 1 to A, keeping 1 as sender, just draw an arc between D and A. D and A. D and A. Now, choose 2 as the sender, stretch your compass to 2 to C or 2 to B, which is the radius, and 2 as sender. Now, draw an arc between C and B. See, the top face and bottom base has been drawn. Right. Now, connect the extreme point. So, just drop it. Here also you just drop it. So, this is the simple cylinder, right? So, which is resting on the HP. But in this case, a cutting plane is used to cut the object, right, at 55 degree to the HP. Now, we need to transform the truncated portion, right? So, from here, look at here, P to A, point 1 is there. Then B to Q, point 2. And D to S, point 5. And between S and R and D and C, point 3 and 4 are there. So, how this needs to be transformed there? Just watch carefully. So, draw a line from P, vertical line. Vertical line. So, that should be 90 degree to the horizontal line. There is a baseline, right? Next, from P to A, right? It should go pass through P to A. So, you have to draw a perpendicular line. It should pass through P to A. Next, Q to, here is a point, right? So, B to D or Q to S. Here Q is there. So, draw a vertical line. So, BQ passing through B. Fine. Right. So, now I have drawn a line there. Now, this information needs to be transformed there. So, look at here, P to A, there is a cut, there is a 1 dash. So, measure it from P to 1 in your compass. Keeping at P, cut an arc. This is 1, this is 1, this is the point. Right? This is the point 1. Now, look at here, B, look at, this is Q, right? The bottom base is Q, right? So, on Q, we have 2. So, measure it from Q to 2, which is visible, right? Q to 2 is visible. So, stretch your compass from Q to 2 and keeping at Q, cut an arc. This is point number 2. Right. Let me just finish point number 5, which is on DS. DS. Stretch your compass from S to 5, keeping at S, cut an arc, which would be something here. This is point number 5, which is somewhere here, point 5. Next, 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Just watch carefully how this needs to be transformed there. Look at here, which is not on the boundary. So, just drop it here and drop it here. Measure it from P to this point. B to this point somewhere here, isn't it? So, somewhere here. And measure it from 3 to this point. 3 to this point. Now draw a parallel line to this boundary. Draw a parallel line and parallel line to this. So there is an intersection. This point is 3. Similarly, you will have to repeat here because this is not on the box, that is a square, right? So now extend this portion and extend this vertically. Now measure it from, this is on 2 to 3, right? From 3 to this point you measure it, 3 to here, somewhere here. Now 3 to this point, that is on 3 to 4 line, 3 to here, measure it, somewhere here. Now draw a parallel line to this boundary, parallel line and parallel to this. So somewhere the intersection happens here, right? So which would be just inward. So somewhere here. This could be point number 4. So now the newly generated points needs to be connected by using freehand method, right? But look at here, 4 to 3. Look at here, 4 to 3 is a straight line. So just connect it by using scale. So look at the top view. Top view is a straight line. So 3 to 4 can be connected by using scale. Rest everything should be connected by using freehand. So just draw freehand method. Freehand method. This is the boundary show. It should not, when you just draw the freehand, it should not go beyond that. It should not go beyond that. Right. So now we'll have to just draw as dark line. As dark line. So from 3 to 2 and 1, draw it. And the periphery. And the periphery. So connect from here. Draw the periphery. Right. So rest everything is invisible. Invisible edges need not to be mentioned here. Invisible things need not to be mentioned here. So now since it is hatch, that means section. So the hatching line to be shown here, that is at 45 degree of interval 3 mm gap. 3 mm gap. So you'll have to be very careful while transforming the points from the top view to the isometric projection. So when it is on the box, you need not to worry about it. When it comes within the or inwards to the box, so you have to be very careful. You have to transform the or extend these lines and just find that points here. So with this, I have completed the construction of the isometric projection, that is a truncated portion of the cylinder. So after completing the 3D, I will have to mark the dimensions for here. So first thing, I will have to mention the diameter. So by extending the leader line, I can mention that dia 50 mm. Dia 50 mm. Next, the height. So here it is 45, up to here it is 45 mm. That is where the cutting plane is passing above the 45 mm above the base, right? So 45, isn't it? That is 45. 45. Next, the axis height, which is 60 mm. Which is 60 mm. 60. Then what about the cutting plane, which is 55 degree to HP? So let me just extend this line and draw a horizontal line and mention. Because if I do somewhere here, which will overlap the other notations. So in order to avoid that, extend this inclined line and mention this as 55 degree. Right. With this, I have completed the drawing. Next, the node. Node will have to first draw the scale because it is isometric projection. So if it is of isometric view, you will have to specify scale 1:1 if it is of true scale. If it is of reduced scale, then 1:2, 1:5, whatever scale you are considered. If it is enlarged scale, then 2:1, 5:1, 10:1, like that you will have to mention it. Because here it is a isometric projection, then isometric scale needs to be drawn here. For which, draw a horizontal line which is nothing but the true length, which is nothing but the true length or actual length. Let me just name these two extremes as AB. AB. Now, draw a line which is inclined to A at an angle of 15 degree. At an angle of 15 degree. This should be 15 degree. 15 degree. Now, keeping at B, draw a line at an angle of 45 degree, and this is the intersection. So, which is nothing but point C, intersection point. This is 45 degree. This is 45 degree. Now, divide the true length into 3 or 4 or 5 equal divisions. So, let me just choose 1, 2 and 3. Now, draw a parallel line to BC. Draw a parallel line to BC. Parallel line to BC. And name it as 3 dash, 2 dash, 1 dash and O dash. AC is nothing but the isometric length. AC is nothing but the isometric length. And what about AB, which is nothing but the true length or actual length? Then if you want, you just add one more thing, that is all dimensions are mm, because whatever I have made or drawn here based on the mm, that unit of the dimension is mm. So you have to mention, open up the guideline of 5 mm height and mention all dimensions are in mm. Since I don't have sufficient space, that's the reason I am not mentioning here, but it's your duty to mention all dimensions are mm within the guideline of 5 mm. With this, I have just even completed everything. Hope you have all understood how to construct the 3D, that is isometric projection of the truncated cylinder. Thank you.